Good evening, and welcome to WOR-WIC's annual commencement ceremony. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and invocation of the flag. At this time, I'd like to invite James Reich, a United States Marine Corps veteran, to come up to the podium and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Reich is married with 3 children and is the president of WOR-WIC's Veterans Military Association. He graduated from our Eastern Shore Correctional Officers Academy in 2012 and is currently a lieutenant at ECI State Prison in Somerset County. He graduated with an Associate of Arts in General Studies degree with honors in 2016, and tonight is graduating with a nursing degree from preparation for career change. Gentlemen.
Everyone, please take the American flag, gentlemen, and your caps. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now I'd like to introduce Reverend Dr. Helen Lockwood, St. John's United Methodist Church and Calvary United Methodist Church in Berlin for the invocation.
Gracious and Almighty God, Creator of all things, we give you thanks for this beautiful celebration tonight as we all come together to raise our voices at the 44th commencement at WOR-WIC Tech. We thank you for all of the students, the teachers, the mentors, and everyone who has come alongside of these students to help them be the best that they could be. This is their night. This is what they deserve. And so we thank you for bringing together all of the diverse people, diverse cultures, many gifts, and may this night be a night of celebration and a night that we'll never, ever forget. We give you thanks and praise for all of these things in the mighty names that we all call you. Amen.
You can be seated. Thank you. We're delighted to hold our commencement ceremony at the Wicomico Youth and Civic Center once again this evening. As a 2022 graduate, you've dealt with a number of disruptions and changes, yet you persevered. And I doubt that you'll ever forget your college experience. We want to make sure your graduation was memorable too. I want to thank the staff from the Wicomico Youth and Civic Center and the college staff, led by Ms. Kamisha Handy and Dr. Deirdre Johnson, for making this event a reality this evening. Thank you. Tonight is your night to celebrate your success and your accomplishment. So it's my distinct pleasure to introduce Kim Gillis, Chair of the WOR-WIC Community College Board of Trustees.
Thank you. I am pleased to introduce our guests tonight, Dr. Ray Hoy, President, Dr. Kristen Mallory, Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Brian Newton, Vice President for Enrollment Management and Student Services, Reverend Dr. Helen Lockwood, who was previously introduced, Dr. James Fielder, Secretary, Maryland Higher Education, our commencement speaker, who I will be introducing in more detail in just a moment. Also on stage this evening, we have college board members, Morgan Hazel, Vice Chair, and Russell Blake, Martin Neat, Andrew Booth, and Anna Newton. Also joining us in the audience this evening is John Pasoda, Acting Wicomico County Executive and Liaison to WOR-WIC's Board of Trustees, John Cannon, President of the Wicomico County Council, and Joe Holloway, a member of the Wicomico County Council. Congratulations to the class of 2022. Each of you, along with your family, share in the achievement that is being recognized here this evening. It is my pleasure to introduce your commencement speaker, Dr. James Fielder, Secretary, Maryland Higher Education Commission. Dr. Fielder has an extensive career in public service, appointed by 4 Maryland governors to serve in numerous leadership capacities. He is a member of the Governor's Executive Council and Workforce Development Board, among many other state boards and committees. Before taking on his current role, he served as Secretary of Appointments, Secretary of Labor, Licensing and Regulation, Deputy and Acting Secretary for Business and Economic Development, Assistant Secretary for the Department of Economic and Employment Development, and was a member of Governor Larry Hogan's transition team. We thank you for your service to the state. He also served as Towson University's Vice President of Finance and Administration, as well as the Director of Budget, Personnel, and Institutional Research at the University of Michigan, Flint. A Maryland native, Dr. Fielder received his bachelor's and master's degrees from the University of Maryland, College Park, and his doctorate in higher education at Michigan State University in East Lansing. The Maryland Higher Education Commission, MHEC, is Maryland's higher education coordinating board responsible for establishing statewide policies for colleges and universities. MHEC also administers state financial aid programs that impact students across the state. Please welcome Dr. James Fielder.
Well, good evening. The first thing is, let's have a big round of applause. And that's for each of you. The second round could easily be for all the parents and support that you've received along the way that were the ones that said, let's get it done, don't believe that word, can't, and you can do it. And tonight, as we celebrate, this is such a wonderful accomplishment that you've already done. And you need to celebrate those as things go along. When I think of what's been invested in higher education during the last 8 years, it's billions of dollars. In scholarships, it's $1.1 billion. And hopefully some of you, if not many, took advantage of the Promise Scholarship, which was enacted about 3 years ago, providing up to $5,000 for students to go to community colleges. And that's the effort of saying, we need to invest in you, to invest in the future of the state of Maryland. The state of Maryland ranks as the top state in terms of PhDs and technical workers of the workforce, 9,800 degrees last year in cyber and computer science, so it's growing tremendously. I think about the 440 graduates in this class. It's phenomenal what you've already achieved. I met a couple people and families while I was over at Lombardi's having a salad before I came over here, and had the chance to talk to one of the people who helps run the TRIO program. And I congratulate everyone in those programs. It's phenomenal to know where you are and set your goal and to go do it. You take a look around in this room, the members of the board, the administration, the faculty, and your parents, the leadership and investment that they put into supporting each of you. And it's not just the money, the finances, it's the time and the effort, but the biggest thing is the belief in each of your dreams that you can achieve. I welcome all the elected officials that are here tonight. I not going to try to name everyone. And you recognize the last 2 years, the pandemic has changed the world. And it's changed the world as we know it. It's radically changed the access to Maryland higher education. WOR-WIC Community College was one of the leaders talking to your president in terms of how do we pivot from in class, in person, in a seat, to being all online. Those changes 4 years ago, if you'd asked professors that were tenured at the traditional 4 years and said, are you willing to go teach online? The answer would have been no. They, in terms of the concern about how do you maintain quality and deliver the involvement with the students. So what we've seen is a 180-degree change in the way the deliverables. So our emphasis is on increasing access, success through innovation, and we expect to see that as a continuing change. Now's the time for celebration, not just today. It's to recognize what you've already achieved. And knowing that your first job most likely is going to be tied to your degree, tied to what you studied. But if you think out 5 years and 10 years with a goal, it's going to be your skills in communication and leadership. Each and every one of you will need those skills. And we can see, as each of you know now with the texting world, communication is at times terrible. We all know that, yet we don't talk about it. So what do we do to change that? When you get ready to compete in the work world, your opportunity is your ability to communicate. You can have a brilliant idea, a brilliant plan, architectural, engineering, math, even how to cook a chicken. If you can't communicate how to do it, it's not going anywhere. So think about your communication of what you're going to do. People talk about that we need to manage change. No, we don't. We need to lead change. You manage your budget. You manage your wardrobe. You manage things. But leading is leading people. That means a personal commitment to yourself and to the other person. So what are the key elements of leadership? The first one I would say is commitment to yourself. Raise your hand if you believe you're an optimist. Come on, it's okay. Nobody's taking count. It really is a key thing. What you see every morning when you first get up, the optimism that you believe in yourself. You know that you can achieve what you need. But what that creates is a twin sister. The twin sister is inspiration. Because once you start building a team of coworkers, you're going to need to inspire them for that change. You need to create the ability to engage with people to help them move forward in seeing your vision. Your vision should be simple, repeatable. Otherwise, it's too complicated. And to have individuals working with you that simply want to endure while you're there doesn't work. So think about the word, being optimistic and delivering that inspiration, because that's what will change not only you, but your families and the community. It's really important to understand the two words that I'd like to think of when I'm facing a day of issues to deal with: important and urgent. And we've all had the conversation that it was important to you, but it wasn't important to the other person. It was urgent to you, but it wasn't urgent for the other person. And when you are in the work world, when you put those two together, something that's both important and urgent is what effectuates change. That is the catalyst to move your team forward. And that's something when you start thinking about what you need to accomplish, think about those two terms. Personal integrity. It's like your name. You have it for life, or you lose it for life. And it's something that we don't talk about very often, but we can look examples in the world, in the paper, anywhere you want to look, and you can see examples where you believe somebody's lost their name and their integrity with it, and it's very difficult to get it back. Be bold in your actions. It doesn't mean to be careless. It just means to be bold. And remember that when you're trying to affect change, it's how you make people feel. It's not the numbers. It's the passion. So inspire yourself, steel yourself, and by steel yourself, brace yourself for the unexpected. None of us know what frailties will be shed upon us. One day everything's great, and the next day, car accident. We all have had those situations in families and friends. So always prepare yourself for that. Keep that inner strength glowing and growing. We talk about risk takers. You can take risk, but don't be careless at risks. Humility. Remember the basic principle to praise in public and criticize in private. We've seen examples, each of us in our lives, of where that was reversed, and it hurts both people. So as you reach out into the world, and you are the new emissaries, you're the new graduates. So tomorrow can be awakening of this is what your plan is to move forward. So think about the fact that when you are praising someone, do it in public so they can feel the warmth of others. And you criticize in private so that you can affect change with that individual. Actions, again, are not to be done helplessly or by accident. They should be very intentional. Inclusion, being fair, be competent. Inclusion doesn't mean go see the person who's got that responsibility down the hall in the office. Inclusion means to inculcate it into your life, to understand that the greatest changes occurs when you have the greatest range of thought. And that's what you can do with a team that's been inspired. Remember that your thoughts, your words become your actions, and your actions become your character. So watch your inner thoughts. We all have unconscious bias. We all need to address that and understand that we're all in this together. I was talking to someone earlier, one of the board members, we were talking about the fact that Ukraine has the highest literacy, the second highest country in the world, 99.9% literacy rate. 99.9. 1 million college students that are thrown out of their universities. Maryland is at 88%. The United States is 88%. So this is a country that had everything, the breadbasket of Russia, and on and on and on, and look what's happening there. So we need to be sympathetic to the world around us. We need to be inclusive, include the ideas that you normally wouldn't think were worth thinking about, but we need to do that. The vision of Maryland higher education is to increase student access, success, through innovation. So innovation is going to continue. The funding levels, the investment by Governor Hogan, like I said, is over $8 billion. And that's going to continue because we need everyone in this room to believe in themselves. You can change, you can make Maryland a better place. Thank you very much.
Secretary Fielder, on behalf of the WOR-WIC Community College class of 2022, I'd like to thank you for your inspirational message tonight. We have a plaque for you commemorating your delivery of this year's commencement address. Thank you, Jim.
Oh, thank you. Turn around and look there.
There we go.
You already got it. Yeah.
Thanks. Dr. Brian Newton, Vice President for Enrollment Management and Student Services, will introduce the class speaker.
Good evening. Before introducing our student speaker, I'd like to offer my congratulations to the class of 2022. Being a student in this time has not been easy, and you all have persevered and overcome enormous challenges. I know I speak for the entire faculty and staff in wishing you continued success in all your future endeavors. Congratulations. I am pleased to introduce tonight's student speaker, Stacy Commenceres. Stacy graduates tonight with an associate's degree in general studies. She is a Dean's List student and a member of Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. After graduating, Commenceres will continue her education this fall at Salisbury University in both social work and psychology, and hopes to earn a master's degree in social work. Like most of our students, Stacy has experienced several challenges on her path to graduating. Her grit, determination, and perseverance are emblematic of the community college experience, and the reason this evening is so special. It's my pleasure to introduce Ms. Stacy Commenceres.
Good evening, Dr. Hoy, Dr. Mallory, Dr. Newton, members of the Board of Trustees, faculty, administrators, graduates, and honored guests. My name is Stacy Commenceres, and I am honored to speak with you today. You are all here because you are either graduating or you care about a graduate. Thank you to the parents, relatives, friends, teachers, and staff who have helped us along the way. You have supported me and all of us in accomplishing this amazing milestone of graduation. At this time, I would also like to give a special thank you to my mother, Rebecca Burtis, who was the first in our family to obtain a higher education degree, and her support at this time has been invaluable to me. I can't look at her because she's going to make me cry. Today marks the finish line of a long and often daunting journey. All of us began this journey at different points in our lives. Some of us arrived knowing exactly what we wanted. We had a major picked out, a direction that we were heading, and a determination to complete this task and move on to the next. Some of us, like me, came in not knowing what we wanted at all, just knowing that we wanted to do something, make a difference, earn more money, or set an example for our families. WOR-WIC provided the perfect opportunity to do these things. It allowed many of us who had believed getting a higher education would be a scary thing to begin a journey and take that first step that would lead to amazing opportunities. We have all made it here today, and that means that we have overcome any obstacles that may have stood in our way. It's likely that many of us, at some point, thought about giving up, whether it was not turning in an assignment, not going to class, or becoming overwhelmed with all of the other responsibilities in our lives. I think you would be hard-pressed to find one of us who had not had a moment of self-doubt, a moment where we questioned ourselves or even thought, I just cannot do this. My educational journey has not gone at all how I planned, and I imagine some of you can relate. The first time I attended WOR-WIC, I was fresh out of high school. I was very unsure of what I wanted in life, and I began as an accounting major. I soon realized that this was not where my passion lied, and it was reflected in my grades. I took a break from college to figure myself out and ended up in cosmetology school, but I discovered that this was not what I wanted for my career either. I faced other challenges along the way as well. I got married, had my son, and got divorced. I became a single mother, making my living as a cocktail waitress, working overnight shifts at a casino. I was a recovering intimate partner violence survivor and battling immense health complications as a result. At this point in my life, I was discouraged, scared, and confused. So when I returned to WOR-WIC for the second time, I was in a much different phase of my life journey, but I knew that I wanted to finish my education. I took the first step to come back again to work on my general education degree. After I returned, I heard about a major in chemical dependency counseling. I contemplated whether it was worth changing my major, even if it would extend my graduation timeline. As I was planning my next semester, another life challenge halted my journey once again when I lost my father to cancer in January of 2020. It was only after his death that I realized his battle with chemical dependency had been far more challenging for him than I ever imagined. His death drove it home for me. I wanted to help people, so I came back to school once more. With that motivation, I enrolled in chemical dependency classes, and today I will graduate with my associate's degree. I made it through the struggles, and I can now proceed into my double bachelor's program at Salisbury University. My hope is to continue onward to earn a master's degree in social work and provide counseling for survivors of intimate partner violence, while also contributing to the restructuring of substance use disorder treatment programs for incarcerated females in the state of Maryland. We have all faced many challenges on our journey to the finish line, but no matter what struggles you may have faced along the way, today is an accomplishment, and our futures hold many more successes. Author Arthur Golden once said, "Adversity is like a strong wind. It tears away from us all but the things that cannot be torn, so that we see ourselves as we really are." The adversity that I have faced in my life has torn away many superfluous things. It has left me only with that which cannot be torn, and has helped me to see what is most important to me: my family, my education, and the difference I want to make in my community. There may be days when we feel challenged again, but I ask you to think back to this day, to this moment, when you have seen the fruits of your labors materialize. I hope that you take a moment, rest, and remember that you have done hard things before, and you can do them again with all of the skills that you have developed here at WOR-WIC. As the poet Gwendolyn Brooks said in her work, say to them, say to the down keepers, the sun slappers, the self-soilers, the harmony hushers, even if you are not ready for the day, it cannot always be night. You will be right, for that is the hard home run. Live for the battles won, live not for the end of the song, live in the along. Well, graduates, today is the day. Today is the day that we live for the battles won and we live in the along. Congratulations, class of 2022, we did it.
Stacy, on behalf of the college and your fellow graduates, I want to thank you for your address this evening. We also have a plaque for you commemorating your address to the 2022 graduating class. Very nice job. Now, I invite Dr. Kristen Mallory, Vice President for Academic Affairs, to the podium for the confirmation of certificates and degrees, while Dr. Deirdre Johnson, Dean of Enrollment Management and Student Services, announces the graduates. And graduates, as you come up, you're going to get your diploma, and we want you to come right here to this spot. There's a blue spot right here, because there's a cameraman in the back. So hold your diploma and smile, and we'll get your picture taken, okay? Dr. Mallory.
President Hoy, the following candidates have satisfactorily completed their prescribed programs of study, and the faculty recommends them for a certificate of proficiency. Certificate graduates, please stand.
I have the honor of announcing the certificate graduates. Caitlin Bryan, Certificate of Proficiency, Emergency Medical Services. Chaplain Cooper, Certificate of Proficiency, Chemical Dependency Counseling. Tamara S. Floyd, Certificate of Proficiency, Criminal Justice with Distinction. Gabrielle E. Ford, Certificate of Proficiency, Criminal Justice. Sarah N. Forrest, Certificate of Proficiency, Office Technology.
The following candidates have satisfactorily completed their prescribed programs of study, and the faculty recommends them for an associate degree. Associate degree graduates, please stand as directed.
I have the honor of announcing the associate degree graduates. Stacy M. Camaceras, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Terry Atkins, Associate of Arts in Teaching, Education. Holly J. Adrian, Associate of Science, Nursing. Jillian Alacio, Associate of Science, Nursing with high honors. Farouk Asmada, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Moses Khalid Ansari, Associate of Arts, General Studies with a concentration in communication. Sonia Isay, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Madison M. Errolsmith, Associate of Applied Science, Occupational Therapy Assistant. Dora Catherine Ashby, Associate of Arts, Business. Sierra Hickson, Associate of Arts, General Studies with high honors. Lisa Ann Ballard, Associate of Applied Science, Education. Dawn L. Banter Kerr, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Melissa Baroni, Associate of Applied Science, Chemical Dependency Counseling. Kendall L. Beecham, Associate of Science, STEM with honors. John Lee Beautyless, Associate of Applied Science, Computer Studies. Jessica M. Bierman, Associate of Applied Science, Business. Yugita Blake, Associate of Science, Nursing. Vincent Joseph Theodore Bossio, Associate of Arts, Computer Studies with honors. Mary Claire Bolin, Associate of Arts in Teaching, Education. Angelique J. Bonner, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Rebecca Bonner, Associate of Applied Science, Emergency Medical Services with high honors. Samantha M. Bowden, Associate of Science, Nursing. Gabrielle L. Bradley, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Shannon J. Bradshaw, Associate of Science, Nursing. Monique Brewer, Associate of Science, Nursing. Anita L. Brown, Associate of Applied Science, Chemical Dependency Counseling. Tammy Christopher Brown, Associate of Arts, General Studies with honors. Austin Buccini, Associate of Applied Science, Computer Studies with honors. Theodore James Burgee Jr., Associate of Arts, Computer Studies with high honors, 4.0. Christina Burkhead, Associate of Applied Science, Radiologic Technology. Brianna B. Butler, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Michaela Catherine Cantine, Associate of Science, STEM with honors. Megan M. Cord, Associate of Applied Science, Chemical Dependency Counseling with high honors, 4.0. Arlene Carter, Associate of Applied Science, Education. Miranda Desiree Carter, Associate of Applied Science, Hotel Motel Restaurant Management. Robert Cardell, Associate of Applied Science, Chemical Dependency Counseling with high honors. Dinunu Rodriguez, Certificate of Proficiency, Business, and Associate of Applied Science, Business. Danielle Clarkson, Associate of Arts in Teaching Education with high honors, 4.0. Crystal Ann Colon, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Zachary Thomas Conway, Associate of Arts, General Studies with honors. Emily R. Cooper, Associate of Applied Science, Criminal Justice with honors. Elaine Copeland, Associate of Applied Science, Chemical Dependency Counseling. Alexis Cotman, Associate of Arts in Teaching Education. Whitney Jordan Colburn, Associate of Applied Science, Radiologic Technology with honors. Jennifer Corville, Associate of Applied Science, Education. David Cousins, Associate of Arts, Computer Studies. Rachel L. Cox, Associate of Applied Science, Chemical Dependency Counseling. Jessica Diana Vega Cruz, Associate of Science, Nursing. Melanie Elizabeth Davis, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Violet E. Davis, Associate of Arts in Teaching Education with honors. Jasmine D. Davis, Associate of Applied Science, Early Childhood Education. Lamara V. Dennis, Associate of Applied Science, Computer Studies. Kelly Ann DiNapoli, Associate of Science, STEM. Zoe M. Diskin, Associate of Applied Science, Chemical Dependency Counseling with high honors. Alyssa Lynn Dunning, Associate of Applied Science, Occupational Therapy Assistant with honors. Brittany Niblett Eby, Associate of Applied Science, Chemical Dependency Counseling. Lois Elaine Edwards, Associate of Arts, Education. Hannah L. Elliott, Associate of Science, Nursing. Rami El Zareg, Associate of Arts, Business. Gerald Elston, Jr., Associate of Applied Science, Chemical Dependency Counseling. Trishanette Nizell Elzy, Associate of Science, Nursing. Asia Clarice Evans, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Julie Ann Evans, Associate of Science, Nursing. Jane Claire Fela, Associate of Science, Nursing. Hannah Rose Fauntleroy, Associate of Science, Nursing. Jordan N. Ferguson, Associate of Arts, General Studies with honors. Sean Abrion Finner, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Heather C. Ford, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Nicholas Charles Fuller, Associate of Applied Science, Criminal Justice. Ashley F. Gilson, Associate of Arts, Education. Patrick Giordano, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Jamie Gordon, Associate of Science, Nursing. Ramona Gray, Associate of Applied Science, Education. Jermina Green, Associate of Arts, Business. Mason Brent Greenhall, Associate of Applied Science, Criminal Justice. Jana Griffith, Associate of Arts, General Studies with honors. Gage David Hagar, Associate of Applied Science, Criminal Justice with high honors. Brendy Christine Harrison, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Savannah L. Hull, Associate of Arts, Business. Sajada Jamor Lee Handy, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Drew Elizabeth Harper, Associate of Science, Nursing with honors. Karis M. Hazel, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Sharon Thurkild Hearn, Associate of Arts in Teaching, Education. Zymir Hudgens, Associate of Arts, Business. Eunice Weska, Associate of Arts in Teaching, Education. Princess A. Hughes, Associate of Applied Science, Office Technology. Allison P. Hunter, Associate of Arts, Business with high honors. Eric Hunter, Associate of Arts, Business. Abby P. Husfeld, Associate of Science, Nursing with honors. Renee A. Jackson, Associate of Applied Science, Education. Yvette Jackson, Associate Degree of Office Technology. Shanae L. Jefferson, Certificate of Proficiency, Nursing, and Associate of Science, Nursing. Yasmin R. Jenkins, Associate of Applied Science, Criminal Justice. Madison Jasako, Associate of Arts, Business, with high honors, 4.0. Nathan A. Johnson, Associate of Applied Science, Computer Studies, with high honors. Siobhan Johnson, Associate of Applied Science, Occupational Therapy Assistant. Allison Marie Johnston, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Courtney N. Jones, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Jaleesa Nicole Jones, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Kiara Jubilee, Associate of Arts, Business. Selena Casey, Associate of Applied Science, Education, with high honors. Amanda Kimball, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Jenna Denise Kirk, Associate of Applied Science, Physical Therapist Assistant. Sophia Victoria Kokonos, Associate of Arts in Teaching Education, with honors. Devin R. Kramer, Associate of Applied Science, Hotel Motel Restaurant Management, with high honors. Tobias Chase Kokendall, Associate of Arts, General Studies, with honors. Desmond Samuel Lake, Associate of Applied Science, Criminal Justice, with honors. Jessica S. Lavelle, Associate of Applied Science, Physical Therapist Assistant. Alexis Vickers Layton, Associate of Applied Science, Radiologic Technology. Sarah Margaret Lee, Associate of Applied Science, Chemical Dependency Counseling. Kirsten Gabrielle Lehman, Associate of Arts in Teaching Education. Lauren E. Lewis, Associate of Science, Nursing. Christina Littleton, Associate of Applied Science, Occupational Therapy Assistant. Casey D. Lynch, Certificate of Proficiency, Business, and Associate of Applied Science, Office Technology. Caitlin M. Malone, Associate of Applied Science, Physical Therapist Assistant. Vivian Susanna Hall Mann, Associate of Science, Nursing. Victoria Lynn Marshall, Associate of Science, Nursing, with honors. Logan Xavier Marvel, Associate of Arts, Computer Studies. Michaela M. Mason, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Cynthia A. Maxfield, Associate of Arts, General Studies, with honors. Sydney Tiercer Maxfield, Associate of Applied Science, Business. Mary Jo McCarthy, Associate of Arts, General Studies, with high honors, 4.0. Michael K. McIntyre, Associate of Applied Science, Criminal Justice. Garrett James McKelvey, Associate of Arts, Computer Studies with high honors. Danielle M. McKenzie, Associate of Applied Science, Chemical Dependency Counseling. Shelby B. Milton, Certificate of Proficiency, Nursing, and Associate of Science, Nursing. Angel N. Merle, Certificate of Proficiency, Nursing, and Associate of Science, Nursing. Bianca A. Merritt, Associate of Applied Science, Occupational Therapy Assistant. Kara Charlotte Mahokovitz, Associate of Arts, Business. Tiffany R. Mills, Associate of Applied Science, Chemical Dependency Counseling. Iana Annette Mento, Certificate of Proficiency, Nursing, and Associate of Science, Nursing. Brianna Moore, Associate of Applied Science, Education. Michaela Morris, Associate of Science, Nursing. Emily Murray, Associate of Applied Science, Radiologic Technology. Zoe Elizabeth Nichols, Associate of Arts, Business. Jack S. Palmer, Associate of Science, Nursing. Ebony Parker, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Lonnie Sue McKinnon Parker, Associate of Science, Nursing. Kai E. Parsons, Certificate of Proficiency, Nursing, and Associate of Science, Nursing. Sedona C. Pennypacker, Certificate of Proficiency, Nursing, and Associate of Science, Nursing. Sean T. Peterson, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Lisa Phillips, Associate of Applied Science, Education with high honors. Stargencia Pierre, Associate of Arts, Business. Jeff Pierre Louise, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Asia Michelle Pitts, Associate of Applied Science, Chemical Dependency Counseling. Karande Pride, Associate of Applied Science, Criminal Justice. Trevor Wade Pusey, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Samuel Rakowski, Associate of Arts, Business. Sarah Rathkamp, Associate of Applied Science, Occupational Therapy Assistant. James Reich, Associate of Science, Nursing. Carly M. Reichenberg, Associate of Applied Science, Radiologic Technology. Anai Race Soto, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Michaela Claire Roach, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Brittany D. Robbins, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Brianna Romase, Associate of Arts in Teaching, Education. Dylan Robert Ross, Associate of Applied Science, Business.
So it's Ross Sheep.
Kathleen Rebecca Ross Shoup, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Rodolfo Eduardo Rubio Guerrero, Associate of Arts, General Studies, with a concentration in communication. Okay. Jessica A. Sacco, Associate of Arts in Teaching, Education. Stephlina Sadabeba, Associate of Applied Science, Criminal Justice, with high honors. Kamika T. Sampson, Associate of Applied Science, Chemical Dependency Counseling. Aaliyah A. Savage, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Catherine Suzanne Savage, Associate of Science, Nursing. Trina Theola Savage Duffy, Associate of Science, Nursing. Rachel M. Smith, Associate of Applied Science, Chemical Dependency Counseling. Jessica A. Schultz, Associate of Science, Nursing. Joseph A. Seidel, Associate of Arts, Computer Studies. Avery G. Sheridan, Associate of Applied Science, Hotel Motel Restaurant Management. Abigail E. Shockley, Associate of Arts, General Studies, with honors. Michael O. Seidel, Associate of Arts, Business, with high honors. Amara Naya Sylvan, Associate of Applied Science, Education. Brenda Bernice Smith, Certificate of Proficiency, Nursing with Distinction, and Associate of Science, Nursing with honors. Shamara S. Smith, Certificate of Proficiency, Nursing with Distinction, and Associate of Science, Nursing with honors. Haley Snyder, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Noah D. Soupcup, Associate of Applied Science, Criminal Justice, with honors. Olivia Francis Spagnola, Associate of Science, Nursing, with honors. Benjamin Sperry, Associate of Science, Criminal Justice. Candace E. Strand, Associate of Applied Science, Chemical Dependency Counseling. Daniel Swan, Associate of Applied Science, Computer Studies. Courtney A. Taylor, Associate of Applied Science, Occupational Therapy Assistant. Dominique Taylor, Associate of Applied Science, Chemical Dependency Counseling, with honors. Sydney D. Terry, Certificate of Proficiency, Nursing, and Associate of Science, Nursing. Madison L. Thuma, Associate of Applied Science, Radiologic Technology. Kobe W. Timmons, Associate of Applied Science, Criminal Justice, with honors. Cameron Lee Tracy, Associate of Arts, Education. Chastity Trader, Associate of Applied Science, Business, with honors. Nancy Ellen Trevets, Associate of Applied Science, Physical Therapist Assistance. Nathan D. Umstead, Associate of Science, STEM. Janine S. Wallop, Associate of Applied Science, Early Childhood Education. Carly Alyssa Walston, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Katrina M. Walston, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Melissa A. Ward, Associate of Arts, General Studies with High Honors, 4.0. Hader WOR-WIC, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Amber Watson, Associate of Nursing. Chloe M. Welch, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Monet Cherie White, Associate of Arts, General Studies with Honors. Pamela Ann Whittington, Associate of Applied Science, Chemical Dependency Counseling. Tyrese R. Williams, Associate of Arts, General Studies. Kiana N. Wills, Associate of Applied Science, Chemical Dependency Counseling. Lachey Q. Wise, Associate of Science, Nursing. Mackenzie Elizabeth Worth, Associate of Applied Science, Education. Claire D. Wright, Associate of Arts, General Studies. John Christopher Todd, Associate of Science, STEM. Julie Catherine Gravener, Associate of Arts, Business.
How about giving them a round of applause while we're waiting for everybody to get back to their seat? Okay, graduates, please rise. I get to say the magic words. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of WOR-WIC Community College, I confer upon you the appropriate Certificate of Proficiency or Associate of Arts, Associate of Arts in Teaching, Associate of Science, Associate of Applied Science, with all of the rights and privileges thereunto appertaining. Congratulations, graduates. You may turn your tassels. Okay, class of 22, you get to sit down one more time. Before we conclude, I'd like to recognize and express our appreciation to those who have played such a significant role in the success that we're celebrating here tonight, our faculty and staff. We're extremely fortunate to have such a talented and supportive team at WOR-WIC, serving our students and our community. Like you, they persevered over the last 2 years to ensure that your education was a success. So please join me in showing appreciation for all that they did and do. And last but certainly not least, I'd like to thank our Board of Trustees, the members of the Eastern Shore Delegation, Wicomico County Council, the County Executive, John Posada, and the Worcester County Commissioners. The leadership, friendship, and support these individuals provide are vital to the success of your community college. Thank you, special guests, graduates, families, and friends for sharing this evening's commencement ceremony. For the continued safety of everyone, we ask that you remain in your seats. Graduates, family members, and faculty and staff will depart by row, so please wait for the usher's instructions. Now, please rise for the benediction from Dr. Reverend Helen Lockwood.
Father, we give you thanks and praise for all that we have experienced tonight. Tonight is a night that we will never see again, but we can continue to experience it as we go forth to live out our lives with the giftings, the communications, all of the new friends, all of the connections that we have made. So Lord, we pray that you would continue to shape all of us, that we may go forward to do what we have been here to experience to do. Universal God, we bless you for the gifting of this day, for the gifting of our diplomas, and Lord, for the celebration that we have experienced tonight. May we all now go in peace to reflect on the love that we have experienced, the goodness and the kindness that has been shared, and Lord, how we're going to help heal the world by the things that we have learned. In the precious name of the Almighty Universal God, amen.